Hello, and welcome to Silicon Valley Girls Chat Over Tea. I'm Gloria.
And I'm Rosetta.
And thank you so much for joining us on our chat today. As we always like to tell you, we are for love and kindness, and we hope that we will bring a little joy into your life today as you listen to our discussions on life and things around the world. So welcome to Silicon Valley Girls Chat Over Tea.
Yes, we love having you join us on this journey of our chats over tea. But before we get started, we just want to remind you, don't forget, if you love our chats, please hit the thumb icon. Please consider subscribing to our channel below. And hit the bell notification so you'll be the first to be notified when our chats are ready for your enjoyment.
Yes.
And if you're new, welcome. And we start off with the tea that we're drinking. And today we are drinking Yogi brand. We've drank many of these.
Okay.
This one in particular is called Soothing Rose Hibiscus Skin Detox.
Yes.
Detox
the skin. You know, one of these times I'm going to take my tea bag and I'm going to cut it and put it all over my face and
all
see
right,
what that feels
you do
like.
that, and maybe I'll take a, well, I won't even be there, but someone take a picture of you with it all. All right, and here we have the ingredients are, this is all organic Yogi, which is why we love this brand. And it's a green tea leaf, rose petal, what else is there? Honey bush, I don't even know what this is, honey bush leaf. What
honey
else is
bush leaf?
Yeah, it says honey bush leaf, hibiscus flower, and it says cardamom pod, red clover, and what else is that? Orange peel, it's not butter, it's burdock.
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 I was gonna go, what is that? I mean, well, I guess it would detox the face.
Burdock root. What is it? Dandelion root, yellow dock root, no idea what that is, and stevia leaf.
Little sweetness.
So a lot of ingredients here. We've had it seeping. We like to smell it.
Yes.
And this one in particular, like some of the others, have some sayings on the tag that it's attached to. And my one says, let your thoughts give hope, guidance, and upliftment to all. I love that. Let your thoughts. So they're saying your thoughts should be giving you hope, guidance, and uplifting you.
Absolutely.
I love that.
And mine says, be kind to yourself. You know, we're always running around trying to take care of everyone. That is, you know, I call it the woman's curse, because we're so inert that we want to help and be there for everyone.
Yes.
Don't forget to be kind to yourself.
All right.
Okay.
Wake it up some.
Yes.
This smells really good.
I hope it
rose
tastes good.
hibiscus.
You can really smell the rose.
There you go.
Cheers.
Tastes good. You can taste the rose.
The rose is prevalent. It is just yummy.
I don't really know what hibiscus really is supposed to taste of.
Right.
So I don't know if I'm tasting it or not. So
yeah,
I'm just
but I know I can taste the rose.
Yeah, so we definitely can taste the rose in this. All right.
All righty. So let's get started. As always, our thoughts and prayers go out to the universe for all of us to experience love and kindness. There's so much chaos in the world. And somehow, some way, we have got to get to the point where we can agree to disagree.
Yeah.
You know, your process is your process, and my process is my process. They may not be the same. They don't have to be the same. That doesn't necessarily mean we go to war. So I pray for peace. Rosetta and I pray for love and kindness and support in the world across all boundaries, because the thing that humans have not learned is that we need each other. We have to learn how to coexist. You have to. So I have a correction. I remember I had said to you that Caitlin Clark from the University of Iowa did a 3-point shootout against Steph Curry. So I said that Monday, and my nephew hears me and he goes, "Auntie, you're wrong." I was like, "What do you mean?" He goes, "They're just two girls that look the same. They both have auburn hair and a ponytail." He said, "But they're not the same." So the person that took on Steph, her name was Sabrina Ionscu, and she is a WNBA player, and he is an NBA player. That's why it was such a
there you go.
It
That's
wasn't
what
college. It was pro to pro.
Yes, so it makes sense.
So
now.
the
Why?
high 3-point of the men versus the high 3-point of the women. So Sabrina, mea culpa. Did not mean to take anything away from you, because I watched and you did a fabulous job. So congratulations. You didn't beat him, but you scared him. And that's a lot. That's a lot. So our central focus I was going to say this season. No, this year is all about children. Protecting our children, nurturing our children, helping our children have a better life than the lives that we had. And our children to have better lives. So right now there's a thing going around. We've talked about this many times. TikTok versus the United States. When you see the CEO of TikTok, and our Congress will drill that person and say, if China told you to send them the data files, what would you? And he goes, well, they would never do that. Okay, that's mistake number one, because if you can think it, China will try it. I have a community of Chinese friends, and we're always talking about things like they will do something, and I go, I would never do that. Like they like unusual foods, like when I was in Singapore, they had chopsticks eating little baby calamaris crawling across the table. They took sake and poured it over a live shrimp and shook the bowl, and then they skinned them. And I would never do that. And so my friend, his name is Cece Chia. Cece told me, he says it's about the texture. He says it's not so much the food as what it is textural wise. So they'll try things. So for the CEO of TikTok to say, "Well, Nate, we would never, it's proprietary information," I don't believe you. Apparently, our government doesn't believe them. So what they did is the House of Representatives have passed a bill to ban TikTok from the United States. Now, there are a lot of people, especially our children, who spend a lot of time on TikTok. And a lot of American families have found that TikTok is a good income source. So they use it to, they put their children on there. I always tell my husband, because we have a new grandbaby, and I'm like, we're not doing that. She is not going on, because they do cute things, but
they think that people that put their children on that at that younger age, they think that it's cute and people would like to watch it, so they get more followers and more likes.
Yes.
And the main thing is they want the followers and the likes, because that's when they're going to get paid. Mm-hmm. So you have to have so many followings and so many likes in order to get paid.
I think it's 1,000, and then you get, it might be 5 cents, but it's just the fact that
you'll
get paid.
And what they like about TikTok is that it's short. They're called Reels. Obviously, you know that, right?
Right.
But they're short, so you don't have to really do a lot.
Right.
Like long videos.
And, as you know, I'm not a big fan of Facebook, because my butt should be on Facebook every day, and I'm not. I go months in between posting. My husband's birthday was Saturday, and I didn't even post happy birthday. My phone has been ringing off the hook. You could at least get on Facebook and say happy birthday to Phil. And I'm like, okay, whatever. So my question to the powers that be, why couldn't Facebook and Instagram with their reels step up and do what TikTok does for people?
What?
There's got to be something that TikTok offers. Is TikTok free?
TikTok is free. And now, well, not right now, but in the most recent past, they have allowed people to sell on TikTok. It's called TikTok Shop. So people are advertising stuff, and there's a TikTok whatever it is, shop. So you can go and whatever people are advertising, you can go and buy that particular product.
But there still has to be, why are people panicking instead of just saying, okay, if we can't have TikTok anymore, we can't do this with our children. Maybe it's an age thing where on Facebook and Instagram, you have to be like 13 or something before you
I know Facebook, you have to be 13. I don't
Right.
know about Instagram or TikTok because
Right.
I'm not on TikTok. I am
Well,
on Instagram, but
yeah.
I don't know the age.
Yeah.
But I think Instagram, you can be on it at a younger age.
Right.
I'm believing. If I'm not
So,
right, then you can correct me. But
not that I want to, give Mark Zuckerberg any more business, any more money. However, we've had lots of conversations that you can probably go back through some of our videos. If China does not allow its children on TikTok, our children should not be on TikTok. Because if it was all that, China would be number one. They would be the first most user of TikTok. So I'm kind of like, it's that two-edged sword. I don't want our children to be influenced by negativity or have bad things happen to them. And because TikTok's executive board can't seem to come out and say you have nothing to worry about. Your data is secure. I agree. I don't think we should be on it. But yeah. I'm like, is there something else? If you know of something else that could replace TikTok, please comment below.
Well, they do have Facebook, which has Reels,
right?
Which is similar to TikTok, and it's of most recent. That's the most recent way to get your short, just like Instagram and TikTok. They're
right.
short videos out there. A lot of people like TikTok because there's a lot of influencers, and TikTok is mainly like used by the young generation, the younger, like 20s and younger,
our children.
Yeah. So that's why they like it. I didn't know that Facebook, these reels that they're doing, I didn't know that they're actually paying you, just like on YouTube and Instagram. They're paying you for like TikTok, but you need 1,000 views over a 30-day period on Facebook to get paid.
Wow.
So there are criterias, and the videos need to be 30 seconds and minimum 30 seconds and no longer than 10 minutes.
Wow.
So, which is why I've been seeing some people that I'm friends with, all of a sudden I've been seeing them, every post is a video.
Right.
It's not just still shots now, it's all videos, and they want to see how many people are viewing it, how many likes they get. So I think nowadays kids, there's actually research done that kids, they don't want to be lawyers, they don't want to be doctors, they don't want to be engineers or something. They want to be influencers. When I grow up, I want to be an influencer.
Right.
So there are so many influencers. You've got to be, you really have to stand out above and beyond the ones that already exist.
Exactly. And also, in order to be a high-paid influencer, you have to do some pretty crazy things. You're not just, hi, I'm Gloria, and have a nice day. You do things that may or may not be good for you in the long run. I always tell my son, because he's Mr. Technology, and I'm like, do not put anything on that phone on the internet that you do not want to follow you for the rest of your life, because it will.
Yeah, you're right. Exactly right. And the kids nowadays are doing whatever it takes to get those likes and followings. And I just feel that we are leading the kids to like a path that may or may not be gratifying them if they don't get the likes and followings, because that's very high anxiety driven.
Yes.
You have to be on your A game, and you have to be taking video all day long just to get like a little clip to make it right, to make sure that that's what's going to go viral and that's going to get all the followings and likes.
Right.
So
and that could also be why our children are going through high levels of depression right now and mental illness, because I know I'm old and you might not agree with me. However, I'm just going to keep it real. When government took over telling parents how to raise their children, that's when things started going wrong. Now, in the Black community, they would even make a joke and they say, yeah, you listen to that if you won't. Try me. And we'd be like, I remember one time one of my aunts told me, she was like, yeah. She says, you let somebody call the cops on me. She goes, I'm going to beat their ass until the cops take me away. And the minute I get out of jail and get back, I'm going to beat their ass for making me go to jail. That's all she had to do was say that. And we were like, why would anybody want to do that? Because we all knew that, you know, they were serious. They used to say things like, you know, even my grandmother, I'm not your birth mother, but my genes brought you into this world. And if you embarrass me, I will take you out. Now, they never, ever physically touched us. But see, we had communications. I tell my son now, I said, you have to start with the baby when they're little. You can't wait till the baby is 15 and say, don't do that, because they're like, who are you to tell me what to do? I've been here for 14 years of knowing A and B, and now you want to change everything. So we don't know how this is going to turn out. However, I think one person did say this, and they said the reason that parents are having a hard time guiding their children away from TikTok, you know, Facebook, Instagram, all social media, the parents are addicted to it. So how can you tell your child don't do this when your child sees you doing it all day long?
Right, exactly.
So we'll keep an eye on it, and we hope you do the same. So, did you watch the Oscars? Did you like what Jimmy Kimmel did? Did you think he was a good host? What about the length, the duration? It came on an hour early.
Yes, which was nice.
It was.
Because then we weren't like, is this nearly over? It's getting too long.
Well,
I liked it.
Yeah, and also back east, they're 3 hours.
They're 3 hours ahead
of
You're
us.
Right.
So when we are, you know, at 8, 9 o'clock and we're going, oh my God, it's midnight there. So pushing it back worked really well.
Yes, it did.
The weather wasn't that bad. I can't remember if it was just drizzly but it wasn't like pouring down rain. They had everything set up in front of the Dolby Theater. For me, I thought Jimmy Kimmel did a good job. So the thing about any award show, I don't know about the guys, but the girls don't eat. So they're starving so that they fit in these
I don't think
double spank, triple. No, I don't either. But they're just like starving. So Jimmy Kimmel put a little box underneath each seat with some pretzels and just a little bit of food just to carry them on. And so it was like a joke, because some people were like, they were shocked, but they were grateful because they don't get to eat until they go backstage when they've won an award.
Right.
But if you don't win an award and you're sitting,
you don't get to eat until the after parties.
That's right.
Yep.
Until the governor's ball. So let's see. Oppenheimer did not disappoint. Was up for 11 awards. It won 7.
7, yep.
Yep. Best Picture.
Yep.
Best Director. What else did Oppenheimer?
Best Actor in a Leading Role.
Yes.
Best Actor in Supporting Role. Cinematography. Film Editing. And Original Score.
Right.
So they won 7, which was the most.
Right.
And Best Picture. You said that, right? You said that already.
Yeah.
That was pretty good. Barbie got snubbed.
Yes.
It was sad.
Yes.
I thought that maybe America Ferrera may win for that, but obviously she didn't. Who won instead was was
that Divine?
Yes,
she
Divine.
Was,
Divine
Joy
Randolph. She won for the holdovers.
Yes,
for the holdovers.
However, I mean, I love America, but
Divine Joy.
She swept everything. She won the Oscars. She won the People's Choice.
Golden
Globe.
She did a phenomenal job in that movie, and I didn't know who she was before I saw her, and I think well deserved, really well deserved. It's her first. And I hope she does more movies, because she's a really, really good actress. I love her.
Yes. So that was really, really good.
Yeah. And then, surprisingly, the day before the Oscars, me and my family, we watched Poor Things.
Oh, okay.
So that was a very odd movie.
I hear it's like, what is that? Anywhere, somewhere, nowhere at all, or whatever.
Well, it wasn't as anything everywhere all at once.
All at once.
It wasn't as confusing as that.
Okay.
But it was just that, what's her name?
Emma
Stone.
Yes.
at first I didn't quite understand what was happening in the movie until it got a bit further along, and then I was watching it. I said, let it play out, and I'll watch it. And I'm like, afterwards, I thought, yeah, she picked a role that is not only unique but different from anything that she's ever done.
Okay.
And the storyline was really like unexpected. So if you haven't seen it, go and see it.
I haven't seen it yet.
And poor things, they won 4 Oscars for
Yes.
Best Actress, Best Production Design, Best Costume Design, and Best Makeup and Hairstyling.
Right.
But be warned, because Emma Stone, it's a bit sexual, this film.
Well, she said something about like it's like she, and I'm not sharing anything that you've missed. I'm just going based on what she talks about, that the premise of the movie is like she as an adult was thrown into a childhood. So she was like, she's running around without clothing on a lot of the scenes. For me though, her acceptance speech was beautiful, you know, because she didn't expect it. They said her name and she's like, you know, waiting for him to say someone else, and then she realizes it's her. And then she's like, oh my God. So she gets up on stage. You can see the emotions are just coming. And she goes, I think she tells the ladies, my dress popped. Oh my God, because she was dancing to the Barbie Ken presentation. And so her dress had a little slit. And she was like, don't let him see the back of my dress. You know, and initially I think they thought they could just rehook it, but that didn't work. She thanked the Academy. She thanked her fellow nominees. She thanked her husband, and then she talked about her baby who's going to be 3 in 3 days.
Oh, I had no idea.
Yes. And she said that for her, her baby was the most important thing. And she's like, you think you know love? You don't know love until you have a child. And she was just so sweet and so beautiful in her acceptance. So
yeah.
I was really happy that she won.
It was good that she won, and yeah, I liked it. I really did. And then Robert Downey Jr. won.
Yes.
For Best Supporting Actor.
Oppenheimer.
Yes. And then Best Actor was Cillian Murphy.
Yes.
He looked
Oppenheimer.
nice. I have to say, he looked nice. And I'll talk about that in a minute, what the men were wearing and the women were wearing. But I did like the Oscars. And the part that I really loved, well, there was 2 parts I loved, because there was one when they were announcing the nominees for the Best Actress, and then they were announcing the nominees for the Best Actor, and they brought on past award winners.
Yes.
And I loved it.
I did too.
Loved
and for
it.
them to
pay homage to those.
Each nominee,
yes.
And they would say, you know, you're my BFF, and, you know, like, it just tied it so closely, like Sally Fields. When you see her making an announcement, you know, Regina King making an announcement and talking in grace to someone, that was beautiful. And even the actors, you know, that was the first time I ever saw Matthew McConaughey and he didn't go, all right, because it wasn't about him. It was about his friend that he was talking about.
That was so nice. And Rita Moreno.
Yes.
She looked amazing.
Yes.
And I'm so glad that she came on as well.
Yes.
So I think, didn't they do that last year?
I
thought they did something like that last
year.
year.
They did something, but they didn't do all of them like in a row.
Oh, okay.
They did, like, they were like a presenter, because I remember when Rita first came back, she wore the same dress that she wore when she won her Oscar.
Yes.
The fact that she could fit in the same size, I'll never forget. That was amazing.
Yeah, so I really liked that, and it was so nice to see all the past award winners, because it's like, oh wow,
yes, oh, I forgot she won. You know, it was
yeah,
beautiful.
It was really, really good.
Yes.
And then shall we now talk about whose outfit did you like and which one stood out?
Yes. Okay, well, let's start with the men. What is his name? He is the guy that was in Rustin, and he had a double-breasted suit on with cowboy boots. It was like a double-breasted tucked. He looked, I think it's Colin, I can't think of Colin's last name, but he looked amazing. At first, I was looking at Ryan, and I was like, what are you wearing? You know, I know you're in Barbie and everything, but I don't know. It just didn't look fancy enough.
Right. No,
So-
I understand what you're saying.
so-
It could have been a bit more standoutish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, like up until this point, everybody associated with Barbie was wearing pink. The girls with color purple were wearing purple. They didn't wear their colors. I was surprised.
Yeah, and you know, I was surprised because Ariana Grande wore pink.
Pink, yes.
And her one looked like a cotton candy.
Yes, it was all puffy.
She
and
wore,
puffy.
I didn't even know this, but she wore, her designer was Giambattista Valley Couture. That's what she wore. I never even heard of it.
Right.
But she looked so cute. Did you see her hair, the way it
Yes.
was done? Her makeup was, I thought her face and hair
Look,
was so cute.
Yeah.
She was like just
she
so
looked
happy.
almost like she
Yeah.
was 20 again.
Yeah,
I mean, she was so
really
giddy.
liked her hairstyle. The way it
Yes.
was up in the back, it was kind of like bobbing up and down when she walked, and
Yes.
it was very, very nice.
And that's like Issa Rae. That girl has some beautiful skin. It just looks like brown leather. I mean, and when you see her standing, the dress just looks like, you know, everybody got to show all God gave them their cleavage. But then she started walking, and the slit was all the way up, and then there was another slit in the middle. But when she stopped, all the slits closed.
Yeah.
But I mean, I was like, wow.
Yeah, that was cool. What did you think of America Ferrera's
I
dress?
loved her pink. I mean, it took 400 hours, they said, to make that dress.
Wow, yeah, it did. I loved her dress. The only thing I wish, it's the Oscars. I wish she would have changed her hairstyle. Because everywhere you go, you see her with the same hairstyle.
Yeah, if she had put her hair up.
Or done something different. It's always like a bob behind one ear.
Yeah.
It's like, come on, it's the Oscars now. Why don't you, this is a good time to change it up some.
Right, to just step up.
To make it look different.
Yes.
That was, but her dress was, that was a gorgeous color. I have to say, and it fitted her body quite well.
Oh, they said that it was fitted to a T.
Yeah. And then how about Margot Robbie's dress, the black?
First time I ever saw her in black, I was shocked. I was like, okay, is this the funeral of Barbie, of her winning her Oscar?
Yeah, the way it went, like,
yeah, it was a round versus.
I wish she had worn something else. Maybe even pink would have been.
Well, I was really surprised she didn't wear pink.
Yeah.
You know, I was very shocked she didn't. What is her name? The song from Barbie.
Oh,
what was that made for?
Billie Eilish. She wore
yes.
Chanel.
Yes.
And I have to say, her bag, she was trying to match her skirt.
Right.
I didn't really like her socks with those shoes.
Right.
It was just a bit odd.
But you know, she's always been odd. Remember a previous Oscar she wore, I think it was Gucci. Gucci is the
so she had the brand.
So she had the Gucci
all
nails.
Yes,
she
yes,
had the
yes.
So she had the branding all over them, and she's always worn clothing that's 2 or 3 sizes larger than her body, and I was just surprised to see legs. You know, let alone the socks.
Yeah,
So,
because when she was on stage and did the performance, she
Right.
changed, so
Right.
she didn't have those socks.
right.
And I was like, I don't see those socks. My son goes, don't you see she changed? I'm like, oh yeah, she did.
Well, it was black and white and black and white.
Well,
so
but
you know.
she has an amazing voice, and she's so cute.
Oh.
After she sang the song, she's like this, and then
Yes.
looking at her brother,
Yes.
and just
and it's
and her,
the love that
and her brother would give her all the props. Yeah.
Dennis is an amazing brother because he writes music that she sings beautifully. The partnering that they have is amazing. But once again, parents, you watch your daughter. You keep a good eye on her, because she was saying that she can't believe she's here. She can't believe the song turned out the way it did, because when they recorded it, it wasn't a good time for her. You know, don't let her convince you that she's happy, happy, joy, joy when she's not, because she wouldn't keep saying how devastated she was at the time if she had let it go.
Right.
So just keep an eye on her, because I think when you watch it, if you haven't seen it, go back and watch her performance. I mean, she feels every syllable.
She really does. You can see her with
Yes.
just the facial expressions.
Yes.
She makes it like she makes you come into the song.
Yes.
And she's very her her heart is with the song.
Yes.
So you can know that she's feeling it, every word. Because some people just sing and you feel
Right.
like, are you really
like,
connecting to the
whatever.
song? You're not
Yeah.
really connecting to it. And I thought she was really connecting to it. The one person who I did not think was connecting to the song was Becky G. I did not
Yeah.
like her voice. And my son was saying, that's because she was not that great. She did
Right.
a one... I don't really know her that well, but she did one song and it didn't do that well.
Right.
And now she's doing this because Diane Warren had her sing this song.
Right.
I didn't know it was that short, that song. It was very short.
Very.
So I didn't really think she had a good voice. But
well, see, some of it is also that auto-tune.
Right.
You know, we're
right.
not big on auto-tune.
Yeah.
My philosophy, if you can't just sit in an audience and someone say, sing a song and you sing it and it sounds just as good, you know, my niece, she calls them fake.
Fake.
She goes, she's just fake ass. She can't sing.
She is, yeah, exactly.
So that was a little eye-opening.
Yes.
That's what
and
it
then
was.
I have some other people that I want to highlight. John Baptiste, he wore that purple suit.
You know I saw that.
Yes, I love
John
John Baptiste.
Soft lavender.
And the collar was a darker purple color.
Yes. The thing that I love about him is that initially, when he's New Orleans, Louisiana guy, I thought that he was a gay man.
Right.
Because
right.
he loves
He's very
embellishing.
flamboyant.
He
yes.
really is. But he's got a beautiful wife and they've been together since like high school or college for years. And he truly loves her. But when you see him, that flamboyant comes out even when he performs.
I love it.
When he was tinkering that piano, I was like, oh my God, I love you.
I love it. Then we have Cynthia Erivo, the green Louis Vuitton dress.
Yes.
That was just over the top gorgeous. She's got amazing skin.
I wish she'd take her nose ring out.
Oh, yeah. That was kind of a turn off.
That takes away.
Yeah.
And I don't know if she does it because it's symbolic of an African culture or descent or whatever. It's just she is so beautiful. And that thing, it
to me it takes away from the elegance
of her
she's
face.
Because she's really put together.
Yeah.
And her face is so smooth and soft, and all of a sudden you see that, and it's kind of like
even
distracting.
if you would just put like a little single gold or something, but when you put the diamonds and the embellishment of it, and it's almost as big as her nose,
it was but I did like the dress. It was stunning,
and I thought the makeup, everything other than that was perfection.
Yes. And then there's Simi Liu, who wore that suit. And I loved it because on one side there was that little silver brooch. And did you notice that his pant legs were slightly flared?
Yes.
And I thought, oh my God, he did his hair nicely. You could tell that he had got it specially done.
Absolutely.
Hair. He was quite good looking, I have to say.
She's like, I don't mean to say it, but
he was very really good looking. And that suit was so nice because you see more on the red carpet, more men were wearing like little pieces of jewelry on their suit.
Yes, their lapels. And to me, when you see a man with a brooch, it's so different. You go, but then you're like, wow, that's nice.
I love it. I love it. More men should do that.
Yes,
it doesn't. The reason why I think more men don't do it is because they think that they'll look a bit feminine. But I actually don't think that. I think it actually adds a really fantastic touch to your whole ensemble.
Yes.
That's what I like. Then Vanessa Hudgens, who interviewed, she was pregnant with the Vera Wang dress.
Yes.
I thought she did an amazing job interviewing.
Yes.
She was so well spoken, and I always liked her. Ever since High School Musical, I've always liked her.
Yes.
Even though she hasn't really done too much after that, I still love her. So you did a good job, Vanessa Hudgens.
Very good.
Love it. Along with Derek Huff's Julianne Huff. She interviewed as well.
And
she did a great job
with the little bejeweled top and then a nice cream bottom.
The cream bottom, that was nice.
Very, very nice.
Yeah. And Divine Joy Randolph, her dress, the shimmery Louis Vuitton light blue shimmer sparkle dress.
Off the chain. Let me tell you something. Typically, award services like this, women don't eat. They look this big. Look like they would fall over. It was so wonderful to see curvy girls strutting their curves. That blue dress, was all that and a bag of chips.
What was it they said? They said that when she was acting, she had something of her grandmother's, or what was it? And she started crying. I forget what it was.
It was something that she had on set with her.
Yeah, and it was so touching.
Yeah. I mean, every speech she's given, she has shown her emotions. And even the Oscars, she did not disappoint. She talked about, when you're a young child, especially a young Black child, you never ever think you could have any type of success in Hollywood. And she has just knocked the doors off. Now, we're going to find out, has Hollywood truly changed? Because when white actresses win the Oscar, their salaries go up. They go from like $100,000 to $5 million. Like Julia Roberts, I think she's like 14 to 25 million, depending on the amount of time in the role. We'll find out if we start seeing her everywhere, if she's taking on more roles.
Right, because I remember back in the days there was a movie called Precious.
Yes.
And the main actress was a Black young lady. So I'm wondering,
Gabrielle.
You don't really see much of her anymore.
What is it, Gabrielle Sorbet?
Yeah, you don't really see much of her anymore.
Well, she's pregnant right now with twins.
Oh, okay.
So that's kind of why. But you're right. I mean, what was her name? Dear God, the winner that won the Oscar. Not Monique. Yeah, Monique. So Monique won. And then instead of Monique getting all these offers, Monique started fighting with Oprah Winfrey and I can't think of the other. They were co-producers. And because she came out and said that they wanted her to pay to go and do all of these promos.
Wow. Yeah.
And I'm like, wait a minute. If you want me to do a promo, you better pay me.
Right.
I'm not
I don't know why they even asked that.
I know.
It's weird.
I mean, and it could have just been because Oprah didn't know any better, but it was a whole big mess. And you don't see Monique in a lot of things. I've heard that she's starting to do a little bit more stand-up because she's an Oscar winner.
Yeah.
So I was just...
One more, the lady that I want to talk about is Emily Blunt. Did you see her dress?
Yes.
With the straps that were kind of like floating above her shoulders.
Yeah, because they were formed.
Yes,
it wasn't fabric. Because at first I thought, what? But then I noticed when she would do things, they would go up and they would go down.
It was on purpose that it was done like that. I thought that was very clever.
Yes.
And I really liked it. At first I'm like, look, she was sitting down there showing, look, her straps don't touch her shoulders.
They're so high. Why are they high like that?
Yeah. But I really liked it. And then one last one that I want to mention is The Rock. I liked his suit.
Yes,
what color was it? It was a shiny...
It was a shiny gray with burgundy...
Well,
I don't know what you call it because there was no buttons, so you could see partial tattoo because he has a tattoo on his shoulder. Yeah. But I love that man, and I wish you, The Rock, the most success with the new UFL. I am so excited to see what the UFL is going to do to make life better for the players versus what the NFL is doing today. Yeah. And I hope, you had that little mini series and you know what behind the signs were. And in the mini series, they were going to build a football stadium in Vegas.
In Vegas, I remember that. Oh, I love that show.
I know you're too busy, but baby, you should bring Ballers back because
I love Ballers. Oh my gosh, me and my husband watch every episode.
We did too. We're like seeing football players. Remember they had the double-decker house, and his wife is downstairs. So what does the football player do? He jumps from up above the second floor into the
pool. And then it talks about him where he got injured when he was playing football and him wanting to take the pain medications and how it is when you don't. Like you're not like at the top of your game because you got injured and how you have to cope with it.
Right.
Yeah.
And you don't want to get hooked on pills, but you're in pain. So, Ballers to the UFL. Him and his ex, they are knocking it out the park.
Didn't he say, I think he's going to come up with Moana, isn't it? Again.
Oh, yeah. He's doing two versions.
Yeah.
He's doing an animated version and then he's doing another version. I don't know if that means two animations or one animation and one real life.
Well, I'm looking forward to that. I love The Rock. He's so positive, and every time I see him, it's just joyful to see him.
Joy.
Yes. So that's the Oscars, and we'd like to know, who did you like?
Yes.
Which celebrities did you like their gown or their suits? And I have to say, the men brought it this time.
They really did.
A lot of men had really amazing suits, and I loved, again, we mentioned the jewelry piece that made it come together.
Just full
It
circle.
was great.
Yes. So comment below. Let us know you're hanging in here with us.
Yes.
So weather-wise, today is a lovely day because we've got sunshine. It's not raining because it was raining yesterday a little bit. However, it is freezing outside. California freezing. We're in the maybe high 50s right now on our way. They said we might get to the mid 60s. Now tomorrow, we're all living for tomorrow. Through the weekend, we're going to be in the 70s. So we're all looking forward to
and people watching, don't say you're wimps, because we are wimps. In California, we are wimps when it comes to the weather being cold. And this is a girl coming from the UK, and it's freezing there. And I got so used to the nice weather here that any kind of cold and rain, I don't like
You're
it.
like, oh my God, it's so cold. You know, I have a friend that is in the central part of the United States, and one day it's 73, 75, and the next day it's 15. And then the next day it might go to 25, and then it's back up to 70. She was making a joke. She goes, we have your weather. And I was like, stop it. It will come home to us eventually. So do you like these new weather patterns? Because one of the things that I just thought of, you know, the big, I think it's called the humpback whale.
Yeah.
Okay, that whale is never seen,
right,
you know, in populations like, you know, where we are. And they're coming out because the glaciers are melting so fast and the water is warming up.
That's right, exactly. That's
so
what happens.
Please, if there's anything that you can do to support Mother Earth, do. Because we have to slow this down. There, you know, like I always say, what's the difference between $100 million and $1 billion? It's just buying more. There's no quality of life difference. Because if you got $100 million in the bank, you are set for life. You're set. Your kids are set. Their kids are set. I mean, they'd have to be really poor business people with no access to lawyers or financial representation to keep it. But that should transcend many years.
Many generations.
Yes. So therefore, let's be aware when we, you know, if you hear someone say, you know, humpback whales are no longer or have never been seen in populated areas, and then they start talking about how long they are. So we have to do our part. So that's our chat for today. Nice and short. So that's part of the day for us. My name's Gloria Webb Williams. My company is Ancient Stones Nurturing Natural. I'm an all-natural mineral makeup manufacturer here in Santa Clara, California. And my makeup tip for today is, you know, I'm always talking to you about, you know, your skin. Your skin. When you are out in the elements, make sure you're protecting your skin. I know here in California, because we're so shocked that it's cold, we don't think about, I should wear gloves. I should wear earmuffs. I should wear a scarf. If you're in elevations where it is cold like that, where you could freeze, protect yourself, protect your skin. Make sure that you are moisturizing your skin, and then shield your skin from the environment. What I do here is with my makeup, when I put it on, I set it, I seal it with the ancient elixir. That sets it, keeps it on my face, off my clothes. That's important to me. So make sure that you are protecting yourself from the elements, and just being aware. Just because it's bright and sunny doesn't mean it's warm. The heater in my house has been out for a week and a half, and I think I'm gonna die because I am so cold. I never get to warm up. We're not supposed to burn fire in the fireplace unless an emergency. So we're like, we have an emergency. The heater is out. It can't get repaired for 2 weeks. So we've been given a bypass. Without that, I don't know what I would do. So be aware, because a friend of mine, she had been somewhere like Tahoe playing in the snow, and she had on gloves, but they weren't waterproof gloves, and her hands burnt from the cold.
Wow.
So, you know, ice can burn you just like fire. in case you didn't know. So you have to be careful and make sure with your circulation you keep things up. Wear proper clothing. So not very makeup-ish today, but it's more about protecting your body and protecting your skin. That's important. Gloria Webb Williams, Ancient Stones Nurturing Natural.
Thank you, Gloria. And I'm Rosetta Chow, Simply Health, certified health coach, educator, and speaker. And my health tip today is, please be aware of the source of where your food is coming from. We always say eat a lot of fruits and veggies. Why do we say that? Is because they have plant chemicals in them that only come from plants. There are thousands and thousands of plant chemicals that are so healthy for our body that they actually help improve a lot of things in our body, like our immune system, and they make our gut healthy.
Yes.
But what I'm talking about is, even though you're eating fruits and veggies, know the source of where it's coming from.
Yes.
Because you have to make sure that you're not toxing your body even more than all the foods have already been toxed.
Yes.
So I'm going to talk about the Clean 15 and Dirty Dozen list. Have you heard of it?
Yes.
It is from the EWG.org, environmentalworkinggroup.org. There is a group of people in this organization that test for everything under the sun, and they test for pesticides and chemicals in foods, and they came up with the Dirty Dozen and Clean 15. Dirty Dozen are the 12 most dirtiest foods that have been highly sprayed, and the Clean 15 are the ones that you can buy conventional and save some money.
There you go.
So always on top is strawberries. Strawberries number one, and it's never changed. In the past, they never had spinach or kale on the Dirty Dozen list. In the past few years, they have.
Right.
Last year, green beans became the number 12 on the Dirty Dozen list.
Wow.
So just know that you have to know where your source is coming from, because you do not want to eat foods, because over time toxins become inflammatory to the body, which causes health problems in the future. It builds up in the body. So be aware of where your foods are coming from. Be careful of pesticides, any chemicals. If your products are GMO or non-GMO, that's very important.
Yes.
Corn is on the Clean 15, but be careful because a lot of corn is GMO.
Yeah.
So make sure you buy organic. The label has to say organic because that's automatically non-GMO, or it'll say non-GMO. But that doesn't mean it's organic just because it says non-GMO.
Now, someone told me, since you brought up corn, because I figured if I buy the corn on the husk and I take it off myself to make like cream corn or something, that is fine. But they go, no, that could be a fake stalk of corn. Is that true?
Yeah, because what happens is, have you noticed, like back in the, when you were younger,
right?
If you do a comparison of corn back then and corn now, the size is completely different.
Yes.
The corn back then is this small, now it's this big.
Yes.
Because it's genetically modified.
Wow.
So we have to be very careful what we put in our bodies, because again, I'm all about how can we reduce the toxin buildup in our body.
Yes.
So that's my tip of the day. Dirty Dozen, Clean 15, check it out, EWG.org. I'm Rosetta Chow, your certified health coach. Thank you. Your health matters.
Excellent. Thank you so much. That was very, very informative, because I heard about that list years ago and I used to know it, and I have to.
Well, every year it's different.
I was like, I have to admit, I haven't seen it or thought about it.
Yeah.
I just think that if I go to the manufacturing source to buy my fruits and vegetables, then they're clean. But that's not, after hearing what you're saying, that's not the case. So
every year they come up with a new list.
So like here, it has stamps like non-GMO on our tea box, and it says USDA organic.
So they really don't need the non-GMO, because when you see the USDA organic, that automatically by default means it's non-GMO.
There you go. So,
but not vice versa, because if it just said non-GMO, that doesn't mean it's organic.
Right. So this is really good because it's both.
Yeah.
So thank you very much for coming and hanging out with us. You know, we are so grateful that you spend time with us. Like we always say, if there's something you want us to talk about, something you want us to dig into and research, next week, just to give you a hint, we have found that there are some challenges facing women, even outside of Roe v. Wade and the IVF, the Alabama IVF law rulings. There's something else that's afoot, and we're going to talk to you about it. So that's just like a little ticker.
Yep.
So thank you very much. We feel the love in the room. We send it back to you. Mwah! Multiplied, just running all over you, full of love and joy.
Yes, yes, yes. Thank you so much for coming and checking out our chats. We love doing them, and I hope you love watching them. And if you do, don't forget, we'd like you to hit that thumb icon to show that you loved it. And why not consider subscribing if you haven't already? Subscribe and hit the bell notification. Yeah. And we are Silicon Valley Girls Chat Over Tea.
And remember to always keep smiling. Bye.
Take care.
Bye.